Hey everybody, it's Tom. It's Sunday morning, about 10 o'clock a.m. on the East Coast, and we have SOMIFA semifinal between the Green Bay Packers, coached by Ron Dickinson, and the Atlanta Falcons. Sunday morning, 10 a.m., a little early for me. Not early to be awake, but for calling a game a little early. And it looks like Green Bay is going to get the kick to start the game. And I clicked something, and everything's messed up here. Waiting for Green Bay to decide whether or not to return it. I've been having some internet issues this morning. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, we got a touchback. Let's try and get this going. All right, so the Green Bay Packers 9-7. It's been a Cinderella postseason in SOMIFA with several lower seeds advancing. Emerald left, Carlos Hyde, Ron Dickinson in his 2 tight end, 2 wide formation. Ron was laying 9-7 team, and he defeated me, the number 1 seed, in overtime, 30-27 in the divisional round. He won a game before that. Matter of fact, he's won his 2 playoff games by a combined 4 points. I think he might be Jay Villing the first in the other game. The defending champion. He beat the defending champ and the 1 seed. Second 9 off Tucker right for Carlos Hyde. And we've got 3rd and 7. It's Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback for Green Bay. They do have Mike Evans and Kenny Britt on the outside. Tannehill had a huge game against my club. I think he gave up over 500 yards of offense that game. Carlos Hyde's, though, kind of the guy that makes the offense work. He is the straw that stirs the drink, as Reggie Jackson would say. Flat pass right to Mike Evans being double-teamed here on 3rd and 7. That's a linebacker double-teamed. Tannehill's very good at the flat pass. And there's a white die 6, 13 yards on the first down. Ron was killing me with the white die 6. I gave up like 3 completions, 3 or 4 completions of 30 yards or more of flat passes, which made it difficult for my club. And Carlos Hyde's got a real good card. Short pass to Mike Evans, covered by a 6. That's, I think, Janoris Jenkins. That pass is incomplete. Town's got a really good flat pass card, and he's pretty good deep. His bugaboo is the interception. But if he's not throwing picks, the offense plays real well because the receivers are good down the field. Tannehill's good flat. Hyde, of course, can run. Now, Green Bay's on the road, of course, for the 3rd straight time and facing those good pass defense cards, but that hasn't really been a problem for Ron so far. Flat pass left to Hunter Henry. Nathan flooding the flats. A 1-yard completion on the defense. That was a white die 6. So good job of flooding there by Nathan. And it's 3rd and 9 all of a sudden. I must have missed the first down play. I guess that was a short pass. Nathan took issue. I think I said this is more of an offensive team as Falcons. They got Kirk Cousins, LaShawn McCoy, T.Y. Hilton. He got 0. He's got 4s and a 0 on defense. 3 wide, 1 fullback, shotgun formation. Defense goes nickel 3-5. There's a big 3rd and 9 here. And Nathan, I think, was 5th or 6th in the league in defense and opponent scoring or yardage or whatever. And he's the short pass to Nick O'Leary being covered by 4. Defense looks like the off-free safety blitzing. And there's a sack fumble, it looks like. Early sack fumble. Tannehill sacked by Barry Church. Dropped for a loss of 7 yards. It was a white die 6. Hold on, guys. The game has started. I can't do anything. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that. Some domestic difficulty here. 2nd and 6 for Atlanta. Off tackle left, LaShawn McCoy. Avery Jones makes a nice play. He's a 5. Gio Pickup makes a 3rd and 4. There was a sack fumble on the free safety blitz. You took away the food, right? 3rd and 4 for Atlanta. Off tackle left for Sean McCoy. Defense guesses wrong, but Avery Jones makes the play again. 5 on a 5. Round plays a 4-3. When it meets the Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl. 4th and 2 for Greg Zuerlein at the Green Bay 27. I think he's good this year. I think last year was shaky. But Nathan thinking about going for it. And Nathan's got Kirk Cousins. Sean McCoy taking his time here, trying to decide what he wants to do. It is a big game, of course. And Nathan is going to go for it. Round plays a 4-3 that goes 5-5-5-5 in the defensive line. 4-5-5 at linebacker. He's got a 6 safety, 5 free safety, 5 corner, 4 corner. The 4 covering DeAndre Hopkins checks in on 4th and 2. Better possession receiver, I think, than Nathan's usual starting flanker. As a flat pass left to T.Y. Hilton. Correct double T by Ron, but it's complete for 2 yards to the defense's card. Oh, that hurts. 4th and 2, Ron had the correct double team on T.Y. Hilton on a flat pass. And yet he gave up the first down. As there are more flat pass double teams, I guess, than the other kind, probably. But big first down conversion for Nathan. Off tackle left, LaShawn McCoy gets wrong, gains 6 yards. Off tackle left to McCoy again. Another 6-yard gain and a first down. Nathan been running McCoy heavily here. Now that Nathan did a safety blitz and brought the safety only, and the safety came up on the white die 6. And I think the pass was intended for Nichols, as it was an automatic sack. And it was a sack fumble, a big turnover against Ron. 8:24 to go here in the first quarter. Off tackle left for Sean McCoy. Gets wrong again. Gains 3, 2nd and 7. Nathan's been running, guess wrong with Shady. Has not hit anything big yet. But it's still early, but 2nd and 7 for the Falcons of the Green Bay 10. Nathan, the last of the top 5 seeds alive in the semifinal round. Short pass down to Hopkins. Dump off complete for 6 yards. Down to the 4, 3rd and 1 for Atlanta. At the Green Bay 4. For Lost backfield, left tackle right for LaShawn McCoy. Defensive tackle -1 or +2. Gerald McCoy, the 6. Makes the play. So we're on actually 5-6, 5-5. On the some good run defense. And Nathan's facing another 4th and 2. This time from the 5-yard line, a lot closer. He'll kick the field goal. Try to take a 3-0 lead. Now the kickoff down to the 4 is a 17-yard return. Makes the first and 10 to 21 for the Packers. And there's already only 5:42 to go in the first quarter. We've only had 2 possessions, but they seem to take up quite a bit of clock. Turnovers hurting around this game. Off tackle right to Carlos Hyde. Defense guesses run, stands around otherwise. Tackle 5 or 2. Jack Conklin makes the block, 5-yard gain. Second and 5 for Green Bay. At their own 26. short pass. Carlos Hyde being run keyed by Nathan. Hyde uncovered. And receiver 15 yards on an 11. Wow, that's pretty good for a running back. Hyde 4, 10, 14, 11, 16, or running backs are 8, 16, I believe. 11, 18 is, yeah, go to 8, 16, 11, 18. So I did 8, 16. Big 19-yard pickup, and that was 1st and 10 for the Packers at their own 45. Nathan did a great job coaching this defense all year. And we're left to Carlos Hyde. Only 4 there. Nathan goes 5 for the defense. It was a 9-yard pickup. Makes a 2nd down and 1 for the Packers at their own 46. I said their own 46, that the Atlanta 46. Another pitch out to Hyde to the left. Because Nathan died. And dreaded 5, no gain. Of course, everything else on Hyde's wrong card was good. I should check the broadcast. Broadcast is going. I am screen sharing. Everything else seems to be in order. Yes, it is. 3rd and 1 for Ron. That is at the Atlanta 46. Staying in the 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver, 1 running back formation. Zach Miller is the right tight end. Hunter Henry to the left. Long pass, Kenny Grip being successfully double teamed by Nathan on 3rd and 1. So Ron needs a dump off here. But it picked off 2 to 7. Picked off by Nathan down to 16-yard line on the successful double team. Would have been picked off anyway. But you feel better about it when you call the play correctly. So I don't know how Ron did against Cincinnati. I know he was positive in turnovers against me, I believe. But right here, down 2 turnovers early. And Nathan's on a long pass himself to T.Y. Hilton. Correct double team. I missed the setup there. And it's on Cousins' card for 31 yards on a long pass right. Long pass correctly double teamed. So suddenly Nathan in Green Bay territory. Looking past to Jordan Reed. Defense double teaming elsewhere. It's complete for 7 yards. All the weapons on this offense. You see Kirk Cousins, T.Y. Hilton, LaShawn McCoy. Those are the big 3. Jordan Reed certainly very good. DeAndre Hopkins will be great next year. Never should have traded him, Nathan. Looking past to Jordan Reed. Receiver complete for 6 yards in the 1st down. For Atlanta at the Green Bay 30. Nathan, the only team in this round that was probably looked at as a potential Super Bowl team before the season started. Emron left to LaShawn McCoy. Guessed right. A 1-yard loss. Would have been a short gain. Guessed wrong. She is very good. Emron card. 2, 6, 8, 11 the long gain. 12 plus 75. 2 plus 22. And the short gain sprinkled in. I think we've seen more off tackle. 2nd 11 for Atlanta. What is this excellent blocking on the Falcons in the interior? And we're left to Shady gets wrong. Dreaded 5. Sharon's -2 in turnovers, and one of them was a sack fumble. But he's only down 3-0, and Nathan's facing a 3rd and 11 at the Green Bay 31. And that was the last play of the 1st quarter. So as we start the 2nd quarter, this is a huge play. Especially for Ron, I think. I think if he can stop Nathan here, make him try a long field goal, which he might even miss. Even if he hits it, you're down 6-0. You don't feel like it's that bad. Nathan continues. Nathan converts this 3rd down and continues down the field for a touchdown. Down these last 31 yards here. And Ron starts to feel like, 10-0 for the turnovers. I mean, it's early. You still play your game. You don't get too upset down 10-0. You never should anyway. But stop him, you feel a lot better. I'm only down by 1 score, despite -2 turnovers. 3 wide, 1 halfback for Nathan. Kelvin Benjamin is the 3rd receiver. Ron's extra defensive back is a 4. I don't think Ron likes to do a lot of safety blitzing. Doesn't want to give up the big play or the touchdown in this case. We have an off-tackle draw to LaShawn McCoy. Defense is doubling. Blocking back +1 or -1. Not what Nathan was hoping for. He lost a yard. And now on 4th and 12 for the 32. He's going to try a 49-yard field goal attempt with a variable in play. That's part of why he was running, probably, to make that not be part of the equation. But 2 8 and 12, so he's not that great there. It's up and good. 6-0 Falcons. Kick goes down to the 3-yard line, returns 16 yards by Chris Thompson. Sets up a 1st and 10 for the Packers at their own 19. Green Bay has suffered a sack, fumble, and a long pass interception. Ron does like to go up top to Evans and Britt with Tannehill. He sets it up reasonably well, though. Short pass, Hunter Henry. Defense calls pass. Dump off for 6 yards. Makes it 2nd and 4. Packers at their own 25. Short pass, Hunter Henry. Defense, the triple double teaming, the old triple double, but none of them on Henry. It's Britt, Miller, and Evans getting the extra attention. Short pass right, incomplete for Tannehill. Sets up a 3rd and 4. I mean, it's been a remarkable semi-football season. I'm sure this type of thing has happened in the past. I haven't followed every postseason super closely, but since we've been doing these shows, and so me for SSFA, since I've been doing the broadcast, which is now about 3 years, believe it or not, I do not recall like all the top seeds getting knocked out like that, and not even the 5s and 6s advancing, but the 7s and 8s and 9s. You know, if Ron wins this game, you have, I think, a 9 versus 11 or 8 versus 11 Super Bowl, something like that. 3rd and 4 for the Packers. Left tackle right for Carlos Hyde. Defense gets correctly, but nobody there. Defensive end +2 or +9. Timmy Jernigan, the 5, makes the play. 5 and 5, setting up a 4th and 2 for the Pack from their own 27. Ron the punt, of course. Ron plays pretty straight up regarding those things. And the punt is 61 yards down towards the 12-yard line. Brandon Tate returns at 8 yards. And Atlanta's got a 1st down at their own 20. They had to feel good. They're up 6-0. They've had they're +2 in turnovers. Early 2nd quarter, they put together a nice drive here. They can really feel like they could start to take control of this game, especially with this offense. It's tried to get the running game going, has not had a lot of success. But Shady McCoy's only one good roll away from a big run. He has them on the card, that's for sure, and short gains and quality yardage to boot. And run left to Shady. Gets right. It's a 2-yard loss. Nathan's first possession, I think Ron was not really calling run, but he's been sprinkling it in since then. McCoy's got 10 carries already, only for 14 yards. He's had a couple of 6-yard runs, so that shows you the difficulty Nathan's had otherwise. And probably at least 4 or 5 of those runs were guessed wrong, certainly. But now it's 2nd and 12. Flat pass left to Shady. Defense double teaming elsewhere. The linebacker's a 5. 77 yards on Cousins' card. Soon to be the NFL free agent, unless there's a change in policy coming out of Washington. We've got a 3rd down and 5 now for Atlanta. Flat pass left, T.Y. Hilton. 3rd and 5. Receiver gets right, incomplete. And Ron forces a big punt. I'm sorry. I feel like my broadcasting is just a little off this morning. If it's a 7 o'clock hour or the Sunday morning early hour. The great Johnny Hecker, the 51-yard punt. Takes a Falcon bounce. I'm also hungry, and I was about to eat something, but it didn't work out. And that's part of the domestic difficulty I was alluding to earlier. So a little harder to, I think, maybe focus on the game when you're hungry and cranky. Linebacker for Carlos Hyde. Double box in play as Nathan's double teaming with the inside linebacker down the field. But a dreaded 5. We've seen at least 3 dreaded 5s guessed wrong. I think 2 for Hyde and 1 for Shady. Hyde got 19 yards and 7 carries. Second down and 10, Green Bay at their own 21. Short pass, Zach Miller correctly double teamed. I mean, Nathan's guessing a lot of pass, but he's sprinkled a couple run calls himself. But there's a 12 long gain, only 3 men in zone for Zach Miller. A 34-yard completion. That could have gone for 71 on the long gain chart, but Zach can only go 34. But Green Bay will take it. That was the linebacker double team. Nathan's been doing a lot of double teaming here. Short pass, Kenny Britt, 8:42 to go here in the second quarter. 8 is incomplete. Maybe I'm double teaming less than I used to. I don't know. I'm giving up a lot of points, that's for sure. Second and 10 for Green Bay at the Atlanta 45. 8:24 to go. Big possession here. They're all big. Short pass, Mike Evans. Nathan run King. Evans covered by 6. Ron went to receiver reading here. Defender X incomplete. White die 4. He would have had to throw to the tight end. Nathan starting the strong safety 0. And now it's 3rd and 10 for the Packers at the Atlanta 45. I don't think they've penetrated much further than this. The sack fumble happened in this neighborhood. 3 wide, 1 halfback for Carlos Hyde. Not for Carlos Hyde, but with Carlos Hyde. Green Bay was at their own 42 for the snack fumble. Tells you I'm hungry. The sack fumble and the Atlanta 46 for the interception. This is their 4th possession. They had 1 punt as well. That was on the previous possession to this. 3 wide, 1 halfback. He's covered by 5. Rashard Matthews is a good 3rd receiver. Short pass to Mike Evans. Being double teamed by the safety. Triple-double on. And 4 is incomplete in Tannehill's card. You'll see Ron punted here with Tressway. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's first name. And the punt goes 46 yards down to inside the 10. And there was a coffin corner attempt, but Atlanta let it bounce, and it took a bounce and went into the end zone. So the Falcons have got a touchback. They're out of their own 20. They lead 6-0. Hoping to face the Vikings in the Super Bowl. It was a 1998 NFC Championship game rematch. Looking past DeAndre Hopkins being successfully double-teamed. And receiver is incomplete. Would have been incomplete anyway, but he still feel good to get the successful double team. Second and 10. And run left, LaShawn McCoy. Defense calling run. Good job by Ron again. First possession, like I said, he was wrong a lot of McCoy, but he's been guessing run a fair amount. He's been aggressive with it. He's been guessing correctly. So I think it's something he was doing to me a lot. And had me guessing completely incorrectly in the overtime, especially when he breezily marched down the field for the victory. 3rd and 9 for the Falcons at their own 21. 3 wide, 1 fullback. Ron stopped Nathan last possession. Nathan feels like, hey, maybe I'm due for a 3rd down conversion here. I missed the last one. Maybe I get this one. Not that it's a 50-50 proposition, but Nathan likes to go up top. He was going to watch out for that, and there it is. One pass to DeAndre Hopkins. Dump off complete for 9 yards and a 1st down. It's so hard to stop these teams sometimes with the dump off and the good receiving cards. And we're left. LaShawn McCoy this time guessed incorrectly. Nathan gets the blocking reading. Kevin Zeitler +8 to +3. He's a 6, so it's an 8-yard gain. Nathan has Zeitler as the left guard 6. The rest of the line is 5s. With run blocking, I think there's at least a couple of 7s sprinkled in there. If not more than a couple. Second down and 2. Well, pass T.Y. Hilton. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Receiver gets right. Incomplete. He is covered by a 5. Ron's got a 5 on Hilton and a 4 on Hopkins. And it's been Hopkins, not Benjamin, in the game for Atlanta mostly here this morning. We got a third down and 2. Falcons at their own 38. Only 5 minutes to go in the first half. Off tackle left, LaShawn McCoy. Defense gets it correctly, but Shady gains 3 yards on a first down. It's one of the things that makes him so good. Of course, he's got the good guess wrong columns with positive yardage and short gains and long gains. Also very strong guess right. Look at that. Look at that right column. Everything's 2 yards or more except 5 and 6. So you're going to get something, at least 2, 3, 4 yards on Shady guess right. 13 carries, 26 yards. And we're left to Shady guess wrong. There's a short gain, 15 yards at the first down. Nathan says, I'd like to pop a couple of those if Ron's going to give me the run. Ron hasn't been giving it to him, but look, it's just Nathan just calling straight up plays, and you've got the good personnel with Cousins and the other guys. Left tackle left, and McCoy gets wrong. Offensive onside guard, 5-0. Zeitler makes the play. Nathan would be happy to see Zeitler getting his having his rating called into referred to. Having his rating referred to often during this game. 2nd and 5 for Atlanta. They're now at the Green Bay 39. 6-0 Falcons. Late first half. Long pass to Andrew Hopkins. No man covered by 4. Picked off 2 8 and 12 on Cousins' card, but 10 is incomplete. Ron almost got a turnover back, but Nathan just outside of field goal range. Boy, tough one for Ron there. The long pass right. Both these coaches, I've called their game. I've called the whole postseason. Both these coaches have been hot with the long pass right, actually, this postseason. 3rd and 5 for Atlanta at the Green Bay 39. Flat pass right, Jordan Reed, 2-minute zone, 8 incomplete. And Ron's been calling. He's given up points, but he's been calling good defense throughout this postseason. 4th down and 5 down for the Falcons. They're in no man's land. A hecker punt would almost certainly be a touchback. So Atlanta's going to go for it. 3 wide, 1 halfback. No shotgun. So the end run's in play. The danger there, you know that Ron might bring up a safety and totally take away your containment. He's going to bring up a safety to defend the flat. So you might want to throw it, short pass. Some guys don't mind throwing a bomb on 4th down. If it gets picked off, well, it's better than, I guess, an incompletion. Wants to run back for a touchdown. Although guys will knock down the interception now, of course. I think that option's only been in STRAT for a few years. Short pass gives you dump-off opportunities. If you run the ball, you might get a blocking rating. Well, everyone's nerfed down from a 5 to a 4, so that could be shaky. Look at bets. Andrew Hopkins successfully double-teamed. Can Nathan get something on Cousins' card? That's his only chance. Incomplete. Just missed it. Either 3, a 7, or a 10. So Ron again with a good defensive play call. And this time he forces the Falcons to turn the ball over on downs. Incomplete guess right. In no man's land. So Green Bay's got it now at their own 39. 2:24 to go in the first half. Falcons will receive the kick to start the second half. Flat pass left. Hunter Henry being double teamed by the linebacker. So it's not an effective double team here. Linebacker double team only works down the field, short and long passes. So only a 2-yard completion from Tannehill to his rookie tight end. And we're at the 2-minute warning. Winner faces Minnesota in the Super Bowl for this year's SOMIFA championship. Linebacker Carlos Hyde, double box in play, defense guessing wrong. Center +5 or +2. That's AQ Shipley. And he makes the block. Ron does not have the strength that Nathan does in the offensive line. He's got 5 at center and his offensive tackles. Only has 1-7. So even though this is not a heavy pass rush team, Nathan might see some pass rushing opportunities. Traditionally, he likes to rush the passer. 3rd and 3 for the Packers at their own 46. Big attempt at a conversion here for Green Bay. Looking past Hunter Henry. Correct double team by Nathan. Seeing a lot of correct double teaming here this quarter by both coaches. And 10 is incomplete in Tannehill's card. Now Ron's going to have to punt it. 4th and 3 from his own 6. I don't think I was expecting it would have been first down if not for the correct double teams. Excellent job by Nathan there. 54-yard punt goes down near the goal line. But Brandon Tate lets it bounce again, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. I don't think I was expecting a defensive game. I mean, not that I wasn't expecting a shootout either, but 6-0. 6-0 Falcons, late first half. Only 1:22 to go, but they have all 3 timeouts, and they've got a dangerous runner with Shady McCoy. One pass T.Y. Hilton being double teamed by Nigel Bradham. Receiver guessed right, incomplete. Linebacker double team, a guessed right call on the receiver's card. Hilton 15-21 has been one of the best deep play threats, and I guess receivers at all to have in STRAT over the last couple of years. Originally drafted by Nathan, I think, in the 2nd round. Emmer left to LaShawn McCoy. Offensive onside tackle +5 is 0, 5-yard gain. Makes it a 3rd and 5. So Ron trying to force Nathan into another 3rd down failed conversion. I was going to say another 3 and out, but I don't think it was 3 and out last time. Flat pass right to Shady. Linebacker 4 is there. It's complete for 3 yards. And Nathan will certainly punt it, I believe. Ron calls a timeout judiciously. 4th and 2 for Nathan, but he's at his own 28. Johnny Hecker, one of the best punters in the NFL, and a good opponent coverage this year. So that should be helpful in pushing Ron back towards his own 20. I'm not sure who Ron's punt returner is. There's a coffin corner punt attempt, which is returned for 12 yards. Eric Weems does have Snake Eyes +73, but interesting call by Nathan there. Didn't work out. He ended up with only a 28-yard net punt instead of maybe a 30-yard net punt. And with 30 seconds to go and 2 timeouts, Ron at his own 44. It's not inconceivable that he gets into field goal range, especially since Jason Myers is 2-7 and 12 for the 33-39. Ron only needs 15 yards, so Nathan probably should have punted that one as deep as possible. Ron only needs 15 yards to try 2-7 and 12. Of course, there's a variable, so we get a little more than that. Ideally, about 18 yards. Flat pass right to Carlos Hyde. No one there. So if he gets wrong, 7 yards of the defense's card. Ron would have liked a little more, maybe 10-13. But Hyde gets out of bounds, and just like that, Green Bay crosses midfield. And they're only 10 yards away from a potential field goal. That would make it a 6-3 game. As I said before, Atlanta will get the ball to start the second half. So it's 2nd down and 3, Packers. But more important than the down distance is the clock. Only 22 seconds to go here in the first half. They do have 2 timeouts. 4 wide, 1 halfback. And there's right in 0. I would not put it past Ron to do an M run here at the 0 or an interior run. Looking past Rashard Matthews. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Not double teaming. Flooding the deep pass zone. And it's complete for 6 yards. And the first down, Ron calls his 2nd timeout. He's at the Atlanta 43. Only needs 4 yards to try 2-7 to 12 field goal. You'd like to get closer than that. 6 or 7 yards, ideally. So the variable is not as much of an issue. I don't know how much better Myers is for the 23 to the 32. He is 2-9 and 12 there. So he'd love to get 11 yards. Flat pass very much in play for these reasons. Plus Nathan's linebackers 4-4-5. And we're left Carlos Hyde from the 4 wide. Always dangerous. 3 gets wrong, 24 yards and a first down. He avoids the white die rule and gets a 24-yard gain for Carlos Hyde. Down to the Atlanta 19, calls his final timeout, and that'll be a much easier field goal attempt. So Ron's going to come out now for the 36-yard attempt. I don't know what's going on here. There's no, okay. Jason Myers, the kick. It's up and good. So it's 6-3, and we'll see an onside kick here to end the half. Only 1 second left. We get a good half from both coaches, and it was. I need to adjust my positions. Hopefully they hold on a minute. Egbert. And it's going to be a 2 to 3 minute break, so I need 2 or 3 minutes. Not really, but I'm going to mute my mic for just a minute or two. Bear with me. Okay, guys, we're back. See if I can get a better half of broadcasting now. 6-3 Falcons at the half. Not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe like 13-10. You know, something like that. Atlanta won their divisional playoff game over Mick's Titans 33-13. Green Bay was 9-7. They had to emerge from the mini playoffs. They won the mini playoff game 36-0. Then they had to play the defending champion Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. They won by 1 point, 30-29. Then they went to play the number 1 seed, yours truly, and they won by a field goal, 30-27, in overtime. Well, LeBron really should have won in regulation. I kind of got a BS field goal at the end to tie the game. But 30 points for Ron in each of his first 2 games, with 56 allowed. And Nathan had 33 points. And I know that the stats are, Nathan, but defense looks like it can be possibly attacked, shall we say? But no, 6-3 Falcons is what we have to have. Dale Ripley with his vaunted 4-wide offense, the Ripley Express, with Jordan Howard in the backfield. Brian Hoyer at quarterback, waiting in the Super Bowl. It's been a crazy, SOMIFA postseason, unprecedented. The 1, the 2, and the 3 seed all gone in the divisional round. Semifinals, the highest seed is a 4. I don't know if we've seen that. If we do, you have to go back. I would guess someone could look through and check. I probably won't. And blah blah blah. Tongue tied. I don't remember quite this thing in SSFA either. Although I don't always pay that much attention to the seeding, I guess. Maybe this year I did because my team was in the mix. But I usually look at the clubs. Ron's an excellent coach, but he hasn't been lighting it up really in SOMIFA. So it's a bit of a surprise for his 9-7 club to come out and not only emerge with the mini playoffs, but then win back-to-back games on the road against good teams and good coaches and higher seeds. And now he's trying to make the Super Bowl. I know I have this year-by-year coaching thing in here somewhere. This was after the 2015 season, and that's right. We're technically in the 2016 season right now. Let's take a look what these guys have done before. Ron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now Ron is an excellent coach. I know him from other leagues. This is his 9th year with this team. This is only his 3rd playoff appearance. Although all 3 in the last 6 years, there was some building going on in these years. But when he made it, he's done well. He won a playoff game back in 2011, and he was 2-1 in the playoffs in 2014, which probably put him in the semifinals. And we're ready for the second half. We missed the kickoff, of course, because STRAT doesn't like showing it to us for some reason sometimes when you're watching the game, it seems like. But the Falcons got the ball at their own 19. We can imagine it kicks it through the 16-yard return. Everyone left for Sean McCoy. Snap fumble. The very first play of the second half from scrimmage, Kirk Cousins did not even get the handoff. Snap fumble, 4.7 out of 1,000, 1 every 200, once every 3 games. Kirk Cousins fumbles the ball. Mason Foster recovers, and the advantage of getting the ball to start the second half turned out to be a big disadvantage. Green Bay's got the ball at the Atlanta 16. Remember, now only -1 in turnovers. They were -2 in the first half, and they both hurt them, of course. Am I right to call those high? Defense calls run, but otherwise stands pat. Defensive end +11 or +47. It's an 11-yard gain. Timmy Jernick in the 5 makes the play, 5 and a 5. But the Green Bay Packers, 9-7, knocking on the doorstep of a touchdown to take the lead here in the SOMIFA semifinal. Trying to set up an NFC North Super Bowl, Minnesota, Green Bay. The old black and blue division, the NFC Central. Full house backfield. Chris Thompson's your flanker. Jalston, I think is the guy's first name, right? Jalston Fowler is the fullback. Can't run really. 3-4 blitz. Full house backfield, double tight end. See if Ron pounds it straight ahead. Thompson is really not good on the linebacker right. Ron is not shy about throwing it. He takes his chances with the interceptions. Left that right to Chris Thompson. Carlos Hyde being run keyed. So guessed wrong on Thompson. It was that very good wrong card, but it's only a 1 yard gain. Almost this whole column was a touchdown, but Ron rolled the 1 yard gain. Second and goal from the 4 for the Packers. 3-4 blitz again from Nathan. Full house double tight end. Thompson, not a good guess right guard. Short pass, Zach Miller on the play action gets wrong. They're off foreman there. 10 touchdown Packers. 4 yard touchdown for Ryan Tannehill to Zach Miller. Makes it 9-6. Jason Myers on for the extra point. It's up and good, 2-10. And just like that, Green Bay takes a 10-6 lead. They were trailing 6-0 going to the final 45 seconds or so of the first half. The kick goes down to the floor, run back 20 yards for Brandon Tate. And we have a very interesting situation here. Early second half in Atlanta, 10-6 Packers. The snap fumble from Kirk Cousins to start the second half. Emerald left to Sean McCoy. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Defensive end, -2 +3. Stephon Tuitt gets to it and makes the play. 5-5, 2nd and 12. Green Bay defense has done a nice job against this offense from about maybe, from maybe the middle of the second quarter on. I think we've seen Nathan pump more than we're accustomed to seeing. Two tight end, 2 wide formation for Nathan. He's gone with this or the blocking back. Vernon Davis tends to be on the field either way. And we're left to Shady McCoy gets wrong again. Nathan looking for a short gain on his own car, but he gets offensive onside tackle +5 or 0. Joe Staley makes the block, setting up a 3rd and 7. Ron's done a decent job calling run on defense, but Nathan has had his opportunities. Only got the 1 short gain. For McCoy, it was 18 carries for 54 yards. A big 3rd down for the Falcons. They do not want to punt it. Already trailing the way this game is unfolded. Nathan's due for one. Short on 3rd and long. Short pitch T.Y. Hilton, and he gets it. Receiver gets right. 17 yards at a fumble. Recovered by the Packers again. Oh, my goodness. Nathan finally gets a 3rd and long conversion on a completion from Cousins to T.Y. Hilton, but the dreaded wide receiver fumble, nothing you can do about it. Green Bay recovers the Atlanta 44, already leading 10-6. The turnovers are now even in this game. Flat pass right, Carlos Hyde, 2-minute zone. He's looking for a 3 in his card. Receiver gets right, +4 from Tannehill to Carlos Hyde. 2nd and 6 for the Packers, the Atlanta 40. Packers say, give me at least 1 first down here. Put some pressure on this defense. Get me into makeable field goal range. While, of course, Ron's thinking more than that. Will he go up top, possibly? Nathan's been double teaming aggressively. Nathan's been doing everything aggressively. Flooding flats, run keying, double teaming. It's called a good game defensively. He hasn't been wrong and horribly out of place too often. Both defenses coaching well. Short pass, Kenny Britt. 3-minute zone. Defense double teaming elsewhere. And it's complete for 11 yards in the first down in Tannehill's guard. So Ron got that first down I was talking about. And now Nathan's thinking, I got to stop him here. Can't give up a touchdown after those 2 BS turnovers. And go down 17-6. Linebacker calls high. Defense calls pass. No linebackers there. Nathan has not been bringing up 1 linebacker. There's a short gain on the Hyde's card. 17 yards at the first down. As he's getting it going now. 11 carries, 76 yards. The big 24-yard run to set up the field goal right before halftime. A lot of 3-4 defenses will bring 1 inside linebacker up a lot. Nathan's been going more of an all-or-nothing approach, which has served him very well, both during the season, in the playoffs, and today. Linebacker calls high. This time he puts 1 linebacker up. Defense calls pass. 6 or 8, and the Hyde's cards a touchdown, as is 2 or 12. 6 short gain. Almost a touchdown, 11 yards. I was going to say likely touchdown on 6 or 8. From the 12, it's 11-yard short gain. High 12 carries 87 yards. Packers have first and goal at the Atlanta 1. Already leading 10-6. 8:42 to go in the third quarter. Full house double tight end. Charleston Fowler says, give me the football. Ron says, not so fast. Maybe Tannehill. Maybe Hyde. Linebacker Carlos Hyde. Defense King Tannehill. And touchdown. Hyde up the middle on his own card. Everything but the 5 was in the end zone. Green Bay's up 16-6. A dramatic turnaround for the end of the first half to the first half part of the third quarter. Packers go from trailing 6-0 about 30 seconds before halftime to leading 17-6, and on the strength of 2 unlikely turnovers by the Falcons in their own territory, with a Super Bowl berth on the line. Cinderella Packers. This team was 8-4 going into the final block of games. So it's not like they didn't have some ability. Long pass, T.Y. Hilton. Defense guessing pass, incomplete and Cousins card on the 3. We're midway through the third quarter of this NFC Championship game. I hope I posted the link correctly. I believe it did. Second down and 10, short pass wrong from Cousins to Jordan Reed, incomplete. Now a big 3rd and 10 for Nathan from his own 22. Already trailing 17-6. If he cannot convert, he has to punt to Ron. Already trailing 17-6 in a semifinal. Short pass to Andrew Hopkins. Defense double teaming elsewhere. 4-man zone receiver gets right. Complete to Hopkins. The great, outstanding Houston Texans receiver. Doesn't have the stats for a great card in this card set, but he'll be back next year with a vengeance. 14 yards and a first down for Atlanta at their own 36. Aaron left, LaShawn McCoy gets wrong. 4-yard gain. Nathan eyeing those short gains or that 2, 11, and 12 for the big yardage. Shady only 19 carries for only 58 yards. 2nd and 6 for the Falcons. Let's talk a right to Shady. Gets correctly this time. Gains 3. Shady only has 4 unfatigued carries left. I think Nathan's got a decent backup. Off tackle left, LaShawn McCoy gets wrong. There he pops the big 9 for 24 yards and a big first down on 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4. I forget. 3rd and 3, I think it was. Defense guessing pass with Shady running out of carries. Gets a 24-yard run on 9 on off tackle. In addition to having other good readings there. That's why he likes throwing that off tackle. Now he's at the Green Bay 33. And we're left to Shady. Short gain, 14 yards at the first down. Shady almost fatiguing, but he's getting his money's worth on these last couple of carries here as the Falcons are suddenly at the Green Bay 19. They were facing 3rd and 10 at their own 22 just moments ago, it feels like. And now they're trying to get in the end zone and really start their comeback effort here. 2 tight, 2 wide, 1 running back. TJ yelled it in the game. Not the best card in the world, but running him guess wrong can be effective. Looking past Jordan Reed, guess right. 5-yard pickup from Cousins to his NFL teammate. Cousins has a real good card. The flat pass is nice. The short pass is nice. The long pass is nice. That's why I have a good card for low turnovers. 2nd and 5 for the Falcons at the Green Bay 14. 3:54 to go. Alfred Morris checks in the game. Nathan could use one of his cards from a few years ago here. They were never great, but they weren't bad. 2nd and 5. Green Bay taking their time. The defensive call. Short pass to T.Y. Hilton. 3 men there. His dump off is complete to Jordan Reed for 5 yards and a first down. Falcons get first and goal at the 9. Nathan's a very aggressive coach. He wants to punch us in big time. Let's see who he puts on the field here. It's a full-house backfield with Shady and Alfred Morris. Shady, only 2 unfatigued carries left. Vernon Davis, your nominal fullback. Davis covered by a 4. Jordan Reed covered by a 6. T.Y. Hilton covered by a 5. Ron's got 5 defensive linemen. 5 rated defensive linemen. He's got a 4 outside left linebacker against the run. The other 2 are 5s. So Nathan might want to run to his own right where he's 6'5". Linebacker Alfred Morris. Defense calls pass. 1 linebacker there. 4-yard gain on the defense's card on the 8. Setting up a 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Falcons. 2:42 to go. 3rd quarter. It's getting late early. They trail 17-6. Punch it in, make it 17-13, and see what happens. Maybe he goes for 2. Play action. Short pass to by Hilton gets wrong. 4 men in the zone. 11 incomplete on the defense's card. Nathan kicking the dirt on that one. The short pass wrong to Hilton, but 4 men there, and a completion would have been a touchdown. 3rd and goal from the 5. Now he goes 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. Shady McCoy is the running back. Get a guess wrong run at him. His own card is pretty much a touchdown. Defensive card might have a linebacker there. That could be a problem. Left tackle right, McCoy gets wrong. There's a linebacker there. Blocking back, +1 or -1. A loss of 1 yard. And Nathan's got 4th and goal from the 6. They'll try the field goal to make it 17-9 and make it a 1-score game. If that scores a touchdown, followed by a 2-point conversion, mandatory then. Field goal's up and good. Nathan disappointed, did not get to the end zone there. 17-9. Kick goes down to the 4. Chris Thompson brings it out to the 23, and the Pack take over. Up 17-9, 1st and 10 for their own 23. Here's where you worry a little bit about Tannehill's tendency to throw interceptions. But the turnovers are even. Sack, fumble, and interception yielded by the Packers. Linebacker Carlos Hyde. He was double teaming elsewhere, double box in play, just as Hyde's getting going. Center 5 or 2. Only a 2-yard pickup as A.Q. Shipley, the 5, could not meet the white die 6 to pick up 5 yards for the Packers. Hyde's got 14 carries for 90 yards. He's got 8 unfatigued carries left. Chris Thompson does not have a bad card at all. Might see him sprinkled in occasionally, although Hyde seems to be on the field all the time for Green Bay. 2nd and 8 for the Packers. Right before the end of the 3rd quarter here. They're at their own 25. Short pass, Mike Evans, 3 men there, covered by 6. Defense gets his pass. Dump ball for 7 yards, almost a 1st down, but not quite. Ryan Tannehill to Zach Miller. Tannehill 12 of 19, $114. 3rd and 1, Packers at their own 32 as we start the 4th quarter. 15 minutes of Strat football to make the Super Bowl. Packers at Falcons. Ron Dickinson versus Nathan Baylor. 3rd and 1. Green Bay, their own 32. Huge 3rd down here. Oh, maybe not huge, but significant. Mike Evans left. Kenny Britt right. Ron likes to go deep on 3rd and short. Maybe go short to Zach Miller. And we're left for Ryan Tannehill. Defense run King Carlos Hyde. So it's going to be guessed wrong. Tannehill with 4 yards. Oh, the trickeration. What a dangerous call by Ron. That's right. That was nothing, but he loses all kinds of yardage on 5 through 8. Because in 3rd and 1, he might run key the quarterback looking for a line buck. But the end run would not have been key. There was no one there. So it worked out great. Brilliant call by Ron, I guess. We'll take a right to Carlos Hyde. No linebackers there. Offensive onside tackle, 5 or 2. 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5, Green Bay, their own 41. Early 4th quarter. They lead by 8. Can Ron keep this going? Every 1st down. Get them closer to midfield. Get them across midfield. Any points on the board here would be big. Hyde 15 for 95. Even saved a carry with Hyde on that end run to Ryan Tannehill on 3rd and 1. Oh, the fake handoff, naked bootleg. And we're left to Tannehill again. Running at that 4. And boxcars for 3 yards. It's not even a great end run column. But Ron's picking his spots. And he's got, 2 plays out of it where he saved yardage for Hyde. We won't see the end run Tannehill again. He's now exhausted his quota of 2 for the game. So we have a 3rd down and 2 for the Packers at the Green Bay at their own 44. 13-12 to go in the game. And we're right, Carlos Hyde. Defense gets his pass. Offensive onside tackle, 5-0. Jack Conklin again, the rookie offensive right tackle. He had a good game against is that against me? I guess a good game against me is when his number was good being called, or maybe against Jay, I forget. And it's come up again a couple of times here today. Short pass to Hunter Henry. Defense gets a run. Only 3 men there. Green Bay at their own 49. Receiver gets wrong. 13 yards in the first down. They are into Atlanta territory. 12 minutes to go. Packers 17. Falcons 9. They're at the Atlanta 38 and driving. Any kind of score, no turnover and a score would be quite a big deal. A touchdown would be huge. That would be huge, a touchdown. Ron has kept the long pass in his back pocket a little bit here tonight. Flat pass left, call side, defense run king. Ron's now got Nathan off balance, which can happen when you're reeling and looking for the perfect defensive play. Shook in. Not the perfect defensive play, but when you know you're up against it, every now and then against a good coach, a defense, you're trying to do what you can, and all of a sudden you hit like 3 or 4 wrong calls. That happened to me against Ron in overtime. You got to credit Ron for that. There was Ron King, Carlos Hyde there. And we're left Carlos Hyde. This time guessed correctly, but there's nobody there. But only a 1-yard gain. He does hit Hyde's card, which is what you want on the end run right, of course, if you're the defensive coach. 2nd and 9 for the Falcons, for the Packers, rather, at the Falcons 22. Holding Ron to a field goal here, I think, would still be big, because then you could take the lead with 2 touchdowns. We'll tuck a right to Carlos Hyde. Defense gets his run, but is yielding a box. Hyde is his own card for 4 yards. It's a solid card for Hyde. Right and wrong. 3rd and 5 for the Pack at the Atlanta 19 or 18. The Atlanta 18. 10-12 to go. Big 3rd down here. I think Jason Myers is at least 2-9 to 12 from this range, if Ron has to try the field goal. The 2 turnovers by the Falcons in the 3rd quarter. Early 3rd quarter. So gave Green Bay a very, very short field. Like a combined 60-something yards. And they cashed in with 2 touchdowns. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Ron is not against running the ball here. But like I said earlier in the game, there's a linebacker, Carlos Hyde, on 1 linebacker behind. I think he's a 5 against the run. Gets a 7 on the defense's card for 7 yards and a first down on the 3rd and 5 run. 7 or 8 on the defense was a first down or more. It was a touchdown. And Ron's got a first down at the Atlanta 11. 9:36 to go. Nathan saying, dang desperately to keep him out of the end zone. Ron has not been shy about throwing short passes this whole postseason in the red zone, despite Tannehill's interceptions on the card. Now he's played with fire a little bit there. We'll take a right, Carlos Hyde. Defense gets his run. No linebackers there. Defensive end +2 or +9. Timmy Jernigan has been doing a nice job setting the edge for Atlanta. But things are getting edgy with only 9 minutes to go for the Falcons. Green Bay leads 17-9. 2nd 8 at the Atlanta 9. Everyone and their brother thinking a Tannehill short pass, possible interception. What does that mean? Do we Nathan won't call pass? Does that mean Ron won't do it? There it is. Short pass, Carlos Hyde gets wrong. Not being covered. 7 incomplete in Tannehill's guard gets wrong. 1-3-6. Only 18 units of short pass wrong for Tannehill. Man, 8:40, only 8:42 to go now. This drive taking up a lot of time, which Ron likes to see. 3rd and 8 for the Packers at the Atlanta 9. Mr. Dickinson trying to make the Super Bowl. I've been playing online with Ron almost since version 1, I believe. Old IFL rivalry. Ron's an excellent coach. 3rd and 8. Played with Nathan for God knows how long. Probably at least 7, 8, 9 years or something. I'm not sure if he was a founding SSFA guy. If he wasn't, he was like right there. He was founding SSFA. 3rd and 8 for Green Bay, which means at least 10 years. Left tackle right for Carlos Hyde. Defense gets his pass. There's one linebacker there. Hyde's code is big. Short gain, Carlos Hyde on his own card. Touchdown Packers, 23-9. Hyde's 2nd touchdown of the day. 21 carries, 123 yards. Extra point for Jason Myers is good. 24-9. The Cinderella Packers. Cinderella's going to be going to another ball if the Falcons can't come back here. Now, Nathan's got the weapons, but he's up against it. 24-9, 8:24 to go. He's got to get that first touchdown, and then we see what happens. Everyone left LaShawn McCoy. It's a short gain and a first down. I hope. Yeah, I got to hang out up there. No one in the audience. Of course, Sunday morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So Sunday morning, church time, family time. Right now, it's strat time. And we're left to LaShawn McCoy. Defensive end plus 11 and plus 47. He cannot make the play. Stephon Tuitt is a 5, white die 6. Defensive end plus 11 or plus 47. The white die 6 beating Stephon Tuitt for a huge run, which Nathan desperately needed. And new life at 24-9, 7:12 to go. Winner makes the Super Bowl. Got to get a touchdown here. Going to go for 2. Linebacker Alfred Morris gets wrong. 4 yards. Brings him closer to the end zone, but also closer to all zeros on the clock. Only 6:36 to go now. 2nd down and 6 for the Falcons at the Green Bay 12. Nathan needs a touchdown here. Will he go for 2 right away? I think he will. I don't really know if I have it or not. NFL, they view it differently. Well, they miss it, they feel like the team's out of it. Linebacker Alfred Morris gets wrong, dreaded 5, a bad time for it. Takes 36 seconds off the clock and goes nowhere. The worst of both worlds. 3rd and 6 for the Falcons, only 6 minutes to go. They trail 24-9. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 fatigued LaShawn McCoy, who I think is up over 150 yards. It's all but on 3 pretty big runs, fairly good runs in the second half. Hasn't had the every down presence that Nathan would have liked in the first half, particularly. 3rd down and 6. Nathan taking his time. It's an important play here. Spectator has joined. Hello, spectator. I want to say it's Dennis Crowley, but I don't know for sure. Short pass to Andrew Hopkins, Foreman there. Defender extra short gain. Touchdown. Captain Munnerlyn. Oh, Captain, my captain is only a 4. White die 6 beat him. Touchdown Falcons. So they make it 24-15. They go for 2 or they kick the extra point. Decisions. Pay me lawyer's salary. I think it's life. The game of life. Nathan's going to go for 2. 1st and goal from the 2. 1st and goal. It's a 2-point conversion. Nathan going for 2. Full house backfield. Tries to make it a 24-17 game. I think he's making the right call here. Because you're going to need 2-pointers sooner or later anyway. At least you know. If I don't get it, all right, I need 2 scores now. So I'm in favor of this call. Especially with 5:42 to go. Let's not go right, McCoy. Defense gets his run. 3 yards. Fatigue gets knocked down to 2. Doesn't matter. The 2-point conversion is good. And a 24-17. Kick goes down 1 yard deep in the end zone. And Ron takes a knee. I thought someone temporarily joined the broadcast, but I guess not. I heard a noise. What ending we have set up here now. Packers lead 24-17. Short pass Mike Evans. True double team by this free safety. 8 incomplete to Tannehill's card. 2nd down and 10. The Packers lead the Falcons 24-17 with 5:24 to go. The Packers have the ball in their own territory. 2nd and 10. They need to get first downs, and if they get a score, they're probably going to win the game. They got to punt it back to Nathan. Nathan needs to drive for touchdown to tie. Short pass calls high, gets wrong. 3-minute zone. 9 and 10 on score, incomplete. Not the best short pass wrong card in the world. Only 18 completions on it. 2 to 6 and 10 with, of course, the 8 receiver. 3rd and 10 for the Packers now. A big third down. Big. 3rd and 10 Packers at their own 25. Rashard Matthews is the 3rd receiver. He's good. Atlanta deciding to blitz or not to blitz. Nathan says, I'll blitz. I'm going to dance with who brung me. Although this was not a heavy pass rushing team for him. As we mentioned, Ron's pass blocking isn't great. Only 1-7. Now Nathan's brought in a 0-3 nose tackle and a 0-4 defensive end. Short pass for Rashard Matthews, full house blitz, everyone on. He's one of those guys to get the bump, a little better numbers. But no pass rush. Receiver gets right. Complete for a first down, 16 yards. It was a 4 on a 5. Second high linebacker, Albert McClellan. 1-29 sack. Random of 66. Tannehill had the time he needed and hit Rashard Matthews, one of the better 3rd receivers in SOMIFA, for 16 yards and a first down. Green Bay at their own 41, 4:30 to go. Off tackle right, Carlos Hyde. Defense gets his run. No linebackers there. 2-yard gain as Hyde is now fatigued. 22 carries, 125 yards. 2nd down and 8. He stays in the game. Double red offense. Tannehill too tired for the end run, and Hyde fatigued. 3:54 to go. Green Bay still at their own 43. Well, Tucker right calls Hyde. Successful run key from Nathan. Finally gets the run key successful, and it's a loss of 1. Nathan has tried to run key Hyde several times. Probably at least 5 or 6 times here in this game this morning. And in a huge spot there, he finally gets it correct. Setting up a 3rd and 9 for the Packers at their own 42. 3:18 to go. If Nathan gets the ball, comes back and scores a touchdown, does he go for 2 for a win? Get in the Super Bowl and a 2-point conversion? Probably not, with McCoy fatigued. 3rd and 9, 3 wide, 1 halfback. Nickel 3-3-5. Nathan showing blitz. Time leaves in the nose tackle. 4-0. Tony McDaniel leaves him in this time. Chris Thompson in the game for Green Bay. Short pass for Rashard Matthews again. 4 men there. Matthews a big catch last time. Tannehill's own card, 11 yards and a first down. Nathan's got to go. God damn it. 1st and 10 Packers at the Atlanta 47. Only 2:42 to go. Everything is against Nathan now. The clock, the score, the need, the absolute must-have situation. We cannot allow Ron to score a field goal. And on left, Carlos Hyde gets wrong. Defensive ends of 4. Offensive onside tackle 5-0, a 5-yard gain. Lane Johnson being referenced for the first time. Jack Conklin's been referenced plenty of times. And it's 2nd and 5. Atlanta calls it first timeout. So tough here as a defensive coach. Get a couple of 3rd and longs all day. 3rd and long. I think Green Bay's been pretty successful. Don't expect that with Tannehill. But Tannehill's had a good postseason for Ron. Had a pretty good regular season. I think I remember when this team was rebuilding 3 or 4 years ago. They're not rebuilding now. They're trying to make the Super Bowl. 2nd and 5 for Green Bay at the Atlanta 42. Defense showing blitz. Chris Thompson in the game with Hyde fatigued. Thompson not very good, guess right. But dangerous, guess wrong. Flat pass left, Mike Evans. Defense double teaming Kenny Britt. Evans covered by 6. Ron wants a completion here. 7 yards and a first down. I was going to say completion even for a loss of yardage would help with the clock. But of course, getting a first down is even better. 7-yard completion and a first down from Tannehill Evans. Tannehill 17 of 27, 176. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nathan deciding whether I should call timeout here, what he should do. It'll be 2:06 if he calls a timeout. Looks like he's going to let it hit the 2-minute warning. Let's hit the 2-minute warning. So Atlanta's only got 2 defensive timeouts here. Green Bay's got the ball at the Atlanta 35-yard line. Green Bay's kicker can actually try 2-7 and 12 from out here. Ron doesn't want it to come to that. Ron says, I'd love to get like another 6 yards or so and try 2-9 and 12 field goal. Even better, another first down, preferably on like 3rd and 3. But Ron in the driver's seat now, just wants no turnover and more yards. Left tackle, left Chris Thompson being keyed. He does fumble it a little bit. Offensive onside tackle, +3 or +0, 3-yard gain. Everything going right for Ron. Successful here in this possession. Successful run key there for Nathan. Off tackle, 2 linebackers at 3-4. Plenty of opportunities to lose yardage, and instead, Ron gains 3 on the offensive onside tackle 5 and has moved down to Atlanta 32. Now he's in the better field goal range. Variable still at play. Atlanta's down to 1 timeout. 2nd and 7. Linebacker Tannehill. No linebackers there. Nathan worried with a flat pass. Tannehill loses 2. On linebacker right. 10, 11, and 12 loses you yardage. Down roll box scores. Ron's like, I'm just trying to get 0 or 1 and run the clock. And Tannehill loses 2 yards, pushing Ron back out of the good field goal range. Although Jason Myers is still 2-7 and 12 out here. Nathan uses his last timeout. 3rd and 9 again. 3rd and long. What will Ron do here? Will Ron run the ball, try to get back inside the 32? Will Nathan concede the run? Will Ron expect Nathan to call run and therefore throw a pass? Perhaps a looking pass or a flat pass. Nathan flooded flats. The short pass has been good to Ron. Dare he throw a short pass with Ryan Tannehill here? Oh, so many things to consider here. Who knows? Right, you got to make a decision. That's the game, right? Linebacker Ryan Tannehill again. Defense run king Chris Thompson. Nose tackle +2 +5, a 5-yard gain. Tony McDaniel only a 4. And with 1 minute to go, Ron's got 4th and 4 at the Atlanta 29. He's going to try a field goal 2-9 and 12 that will all but clinch the game. He's already up by a touchdown, trying to go up by 10. I think it's 2-9 and 12. Here's the kick from Myers, the 46-yarder. It's up and good. Ron Dickinson's Packers take a 10-point lead on the Falcons with 52 seconds to go, and the Falcons have no timeouts. Falcons aren't dead, but they're badly wounded. Ron deciding to squib or not to squib. That is the question. It's going to be a tough loss for Nathan. The way it unfolded. The kick goes down to the 2-yard line. Brandon Tate returns it 19 yards. Falcons have the ball at their own 21. 45 seconds left. They need a touchdown and a field goal. Probably, if you get closer, they'd probably kick the field goal right away. Yeah, maybe get it down to the 30. To field goal 2-8, 11 and 12, 2-8 and 12. You're in desperation mode here. You can't have whatever you like. So we need the 49-yard play like now. Very tough spot. Nathan was up 6-0 late first half. Did a coffin corner punt that didn't get out of bounds and got returned for 12 yards. And Ron was able to get into field goal range with only 30 seconds for the entire drive. Get into field goal range, make it 6-3. And then the early third quarter, first half of the third quarter, is when disaster struck the Falcons. Kirk Cousins with a snap fumble on the first play from scrimmage. The Falcons had the advantage of getting the ball to start the third quarter at about their own 16. Long pass, Vernon Davis, 2 linebackers there, incomplete. Not 2 linebackers, but 2 men there. Kirk Cousins, 14 of 25, a $128. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. So you can see it's not like Nathan was forcing the passing game. He's run it more than he's thrown it. So Ron cashed in with a touchdown on the snap fumble. And then later in the quarter, but Nathan's next possession, Nathan converts to 3rd and 9 from about his own 29 up to the 44, but he fumbles it. The receiver fumbles. And on left for Sean McCoy, short gain, 20 yards. He has to get out of bounds. It looks like he did not get out of bounds. Nathan will probably spike it here. He spikes it. He's about 30 yards. Nathan looking for that 11 or 12. Long gain or plus 75. McCoy 26 for 176. Almost all of that in the second half. So Nathan had a wide receiver fumble after getting a third down conversion. Up at his own 44. Ron came down and punched that one in too. And it was then 17-6. Then Nathan had a drive late in the third quarter trying to get a touchdown. Got down close, got down to about the 5, but couldn't cash it in. Had to settle for a field goal to make it 17-9. And then Ron in the fourth quarter. His offense came through with good drives. Came down and hit some third and long, 3rd and 9, short pass conversions, probably about 4 of them. And we're left to McCoy again, plus 2 or plus 7. It's a 2-yard gain. This time he gets out of bounds on the wide side 4, 2-4-6. Gets out of bounds. Nathan needs 2 scores. He has 15 seconds. If he got a touchdown this play, onside kick touchdown, he could win. He's a touchdown this play. He has to run a touchdown play here. There's no option. One pass T.Y. Hilton. Incomplete. And there's still 8 seconds on the clock, but that's going to be it. Ron Dickinson's Green Bay Packers have beaten the 5 seed, the 4 seed, the 1 seed. Not in that order. 3 straight road victories against the good pass defense Cards. A 9-7 club. This team was in the mini playoffs. And now they're in the maxi playoffs. They're in the Super Bowl. Green Bay 9-7. Will play the Minnesota Vikings 10-6 for the SOMIFA Championship. Ron Dickinson versus Dale Ripley. Believe it or not, Dale Ripley. I say that because your last name, Dale, as I think you know. And there you have it. An upset. Another upset. This one feels even like more of an upset to me. I don't know why. I was the 1 seed, but I don't know, Nathan. That offense, you felt like, and the way his defense played all year, and the way the game was going, is up 6-0. Late first half. You thought he was going to win. Ron was almost shut out the whole first half. The turnovers in the early third quarter turned the game around. Went from a 6-3 game to a 17-6 game. And Nathan just from that point on just couldn't overcome it. He scored 10 more points. No, he scored 11 more points. To Ron's 10. But he could not play even at that point. And the shocking Green Bay Packers. Yep, they're mentioning it now. Ron says that the turnovers were the difference. Nathan mentioned that you scored touchdown to the red zone when Nathan scored field goals for the most part, which is true. You see Ron's red zone efficiency 86% to Nathan's 62%. Touchdowns beat field goals. And Nathan had 1, 2, 3 field goals. And only 1 touchdown. Ron had 2 field goals. Ron had 3 touchdowns. Five scoring opportunities. Ron got 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. 4 scoring opportunities. Nathan got only 1 touchdown, 3 field goals. Only 17 points scored. Nathan has to be very disappointed. Nathan's a guy who doesn't usually have quote unquote the best team in SOMIFA SSFA, but he's always there, or he's often there, like 5th or 6th best type of team with a chance to do something. I think he said he's gotten to the semifinals many times in SOMIFA SSFA, has not cracked through to the Super Bowl except for 1 SSFA game against me, which he lost when his starting quarterback got injured right like at the beginning of the final drive. He was trying to to score to win it, I think. Mark Bolger had to come in. And he lost a very close Super Bowl to beat SFA. But, you felt like, with all the dominoes, all the pieces falling away. NFL Ed was beaten in the mini playoffs. Dennis went down the division round. I went down the division round. I was with a 1 and 2 seed. TJ with Tom Brady, 12-4, went down. Jay Villing, defending champ and multiple SSFA champion, multiple-time SFA champion, went down. And then Paul goes down. And then Nathan's in the semifinals as well. So Dale's in the Super Bowl, and I got to beat Ryan Tannehill, and Ron's 9-7 team, and I'm home to make it. You had to think he felt like that he was going to do it, and you might have. Things were looking good, and then those turnovers first half of the third quarter, and they weren't even like interceptions, double teamed, or to flooded zones. There's a snap fumble for Cousins, who's a 4.7, and it was a wide receiver. Wide receiver fumble after a completed pass. Nothing you can do about that. But you had to say big time congratulations to Ron Dickinson and the Green Bay Packers. Tremendous job getting his team into the Super Bowl. Now, I mentioned Ron, only his third playoff trip in 6 years, only a third playoff trip in 9 years since taking over this team in the middle of 2007. So I don't count that season. But when he's gotten there, he's done something. He was 3-2 in the playoffs before this year. Now he's 6-2. And your SOMIFA champion for this year is going to be either the 9-7 Green Bay Packers, who are in the mini playoffs, or Del Rippey's 10-6 Vikings. Talking about the 8 seed and the 11 seed. Wow. So everyone out there who's like me, and it says, why are you going for the year with this team that's not that great? Come on, Dale, why are you trading for all these veteran fives in the secondary? Who might say, Tannell's got too many picks on him. My team's not going to go that far this year. Ron said, no. I think we were talking about Kenny Britt for the year, and I said, no, I'll keep Kenny Britt since you're not giving me what I want. And now they're in the Super Bowl, while other guys like me are home. I am literally home, sitting home right now. Unprecedented season, as far as I know, in SOMIFA. I'd have to go back and look. Maybe someone else will take the time to do it. But wow, 8-11 season. Not only that, but just like sometimes you get a team who's a lower seed, but they look real strong. And the guy maybe had some injuries in the regular season, caught some bad breaks. Team didn't play as well as we thought he would, and he's a 7 or 8 or 9 seed, and he goes to the Super Bowl and wins it. Usually, it's like Ed or Dennis Crowley doing that. But that's not how we thought of these teams. I don't think anybody was picking the Vikings or the Packers to make the Super Bowl. I did think Minnesota could be dangerous. I said it. I think they might have been on a SOMIFA showcase or in one of their earlier playoff games. So this will be interesting, and it's uncharted territory. So, and exciting, brand new teams in there, as people have alluded to. So congratulations to both the Vikings and the Packers, and to Nathan on a good season. But congratulations to the Vikings and the Packers for going for it and getting it. They're in the Super Bowl. Tremendous season for either one of them, and one of them is going to be the SOMIFA champion this year. Tremendous. All right, that's it for this broadcast. Congratulations to the parties involved, and adios.